Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I transformed this shirt into a two-piece dress, perfect for the summertime. So if you want to learn how I did it, keep on watching. So first and foremost, I got this shirt from the thrift store for about $2. This is an XL, and I wanted it because of, like, of course, the print and just all these little frills. So I definitely wanted to preserve that and incorporate that into my final design. So first things first, I laid it all flat, and then I just began cutting the very top of the shirt where the sleeves end, and then I cut off the sleeves as well. And pretty much we're going to use every single piece except for, you know, the collar area, but pretty much everything is used. And now you see me, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the sleeves in half. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay those out flat. And now working with the bottom half of the shirt, I'm going to cut about 2 inches from the top. And this is going to act as our waist belt. So as you can see, I'm in my skivvies over here, so don't mind that, but you're going to see that actually kind of a lot throughout this video. So what I'm doing here is I'm just measuring it to the size of my waist, and then leaving about 1 inch or ½ an inch of seam allowance. And then I just go ahead and shut that closed. So you just have one big loop. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I turn my loop inside out and that my bottom half is right sides out. And then I'm going to go ahead and just pull the loop over top and through this, or pull the skirt through the loop essentially. And then I'm going to just kind of pleat a little bit to make sure that the entire skirt fits to the size of the loop. So essentially all I did really was just kind of bunch everything together. It's not the neatest of ways to do it, and there's definitely probably better ways of doing this, but you know me, I'm lazy, so and it worked out, so we good. But yeah, I just kind of pinched and, you know, pleated and bunched here and there until the skirt fit to the size of the loop. And you want to make sure that there are no gaps whatsoever, and that the loop itself is flat or lays down flat, because when it's all bumpy you're going to get a lot of like bumps and rifts within your skirt. And so we're just going to go ahead and straight stitch that all across and all around. And that's what it should look like. So now we're just going to go ahead and hem down the raw edges. You can fold it in about once or twice, but I actually ended up just folding it in one time because I wanted the belt to be a little bit thicker. So that is the finished product on that. And then now we're going to open up the back of the skirt for the zipper. The zipper is about 7 inches, so I cut 7 inches down. And then to install the zipper, now there's a better way of doing this, but this is just a quick method I do. I just fold the top half of the zipper, or the extra excess, and then I just roll the hem or roll the edges of the skirt and then pin that down. So I hope that makes sense. So you'll see right here a little bit of a close-up. I'm just folding the edges of the skirt like so, and then putting that over top of the zipper, making sure that the pathway is clear, and then I just pin those down. And that's what it should look like. And a trick for sewing a zipper, what you want to do is first sew it halfway open and then halfway close. So once you reach halfway, you just zip it up, and that way it's easier to maneuver around the zipper part. And that is what it should look like. So now we're going to go ahead and just cut off the back of the top half of the shirt. So I'm going to cut out a semi-perfect, or semi-alright, let's just say that, rectangle from the back of the shirt. And it should look like this. And then now I'm going to take the top half of the sleeves that we cut off earlier, and I'm actually going to open these up. I kind of thought about this like as I was doing this, so this was a pretty cool idea. I mean, in my book, I don't know. But I just opened them up to kind of form like a sweetheart top. And then I just placed them over top of the rectangle. Or rather, actually I opened them up and then I cut the backs of each each of the sleeves. And then I put the right sides together of the rectangle and the sleeve, and then I just pin that straight. And so once you're finished with that, you're just gonna go ahead and cut off the excess of the rectangle. And as you can see, I kind of cut a little bit of the sweetheart top part, but you know, it's cool. And then I'm going to just hem all the raw edges, and this time I folded it in twice. And then I just went ahead and sewed everything down. So now I'm gonna go ahead and try it on, and then I'm just bunching it up to make and form this sweetheart top, which I'm gonna actually go ahead and create straps to tie it in the middle, because again, y'all, the theme of this is lazy, so yeah. And before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just roll hem the top half, or like the sweetheart part of the top. And then I'm gonna sew that down. So that is what the finished product looks like, or almost finished product. Now we're gonna go ahead and just hem the bottom half of the top. And then we're gonna sew that down later. So now I went ahead and made these little straps off camera, but they're just little rectangles that I just hemmed and everything. And these are going to work as our front strap pieces, so I can tie the top. Now I'm going to just, as you can see here, I just bunched it and then pinned it, and I'm sewing over top of that so that I hold that shape that I want into place. And then now I'm going to go ahead and just pin the straps, making sure that the right sides are touching. And then I'm going to go ahead and sew that down. And so now we're going to get back into the bottom half of our sleeves, which I already went ahead and just hemmed those down. So hemmed all the raw edges, and now I'm going to just try it on and see, like, placement wise where I would like it. You can see here I'm trying on the top and then just deciding where I want to place it, which just so happens to be on the seam where the front and the back piece meet. So we're just going to line everything up. Now take the seam of the sleeve and then line it up with the seam of the top. And then I just pin those down in a circular motion. And then I actually go ahead and sew in a circular motion. So basically I'm just kind of sewing diagonally and then lifting up my needle when I need to, so that I can tilt my fabric even more, as you can see here. And so just take your time and it will be all good. And it should look a little something like this in the next clip right here. Yep. So like a semicircle or crescent moon, whichever you want to think of it. And then now I'm going to take some elastic, and I want the elastic to fit just a little bit around my arm, so about 3/4 of my arm, not all the way around, but just about 3/4 unstretched. And then I'm going to attach that to the top of the sleeve. I'm literally forgetting my words here. And then I'm going to use a zigzag stitch and gently pull along the elastic and zigzag stitch it to the top of the sleeve. So not where the frilly part is, but where it meets like the top of my shoulder. And so this is the finished product. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Definitely comment down below if you want to see more tutorials like this. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I love you all. I'll see you soon. Bye.